Biography of Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, on Atlanta, Georgia. He died on April 4, 1968, age 39, on Memphis, Tennessee. The life of Dr. Martin Jr. He was an American Christian minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, King is best known for advancing civil rights through nonviolence and civil disobedience, inspired by his Christian beliefs and nonviolent activism of Mahatma Gandhi. In his time, that country separated different races in areas like restaurants, schools, and buses was the law. He experienced racial prejudice when he was very young, which inspired him to dedicate his own life to achieve peace, equality, and justice for Americans with any color. He believed that peaceful refusal to obey that law is the best way to get a social change. Marching forward, he and his wife Coretta Scott King led demonstrators on a historic 5-day march on the 4th day in 1965. Starting in Selma, Alabama, local African Americans had been camping for the right to vote. King, or MLK, led many non-violent demonstrators 54 miles all the way to the state capital of Montgomery. Speaking out and inspiring others, he inspires many people with his speeches. Raised in a family of preachers, he's counted as one of the best speakers in U.S. history. He waved to supporters on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. during the March on Washington. He delivered a famous "I Have a Dream" speech, which boosted public support for civil rights. Sacrifices. He was arrested many times in his own lifetime. In 1960, he joined college students who were black in a sit-in at a separated lunch counter. John F. Kennedy, a presidential candidate, interceded to let MLK freed from jail, an action that's credited to helping win presidency. In Oslo, Norway, on December 10, 1964, MLK gets a Nobel Prize for Peace from Gunnar John, president of the Nobel Prize Committee in Oslo, Norway. Making history and family life. President Lyndon B. Johnson shakes MLK's hand at the signing of the landmark 1964 Civil Rights Act, which outlawed the segregation of the races in publicly owned facilities. Family life. MLK and his wife, Coretta Scott King, lives with 3 out of their 4 children in their own Atlanta, Georgia home in 1963. His own wife shared the same commitment to ending racism they had both grown up under. Remembering a hero. A big crowd of mourners followed the casket of MLK through the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. After the assassination on April 14, 1968, he was assassinated by James Earl Ray, who shot him on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. Americans honor the civil rights activist on the 3rd Monday of January each and every year, which is known as Martin Luther King Day. Now, thanks for listening to me speak and paid attention to me. Also, thanks to National Geographic and the other websites for the info. Bye now, gotta go!